beautifuls, and welcome to Tiny Bunny. It's time to get cozy. It's going to be a tale of spooks, terror. Get a snack, grab a drink, get your blankies. It's going to be... shiver me timbers. Welcome to Tiny Bunny. Don't you love the art style in this game? I'm already loving it so much. The music, the bunny. This is a game of choices. And you know me, I don't make the best choices. The wind clawed all night long. It wandered the fields and howled like a hungry beast. An endless song weaved from all sorts of voices, shrill, gentle, sneery, twined in the air. They were shouting and laughing, and arguing about something. Someone was running through the snow while casting long shadows that would occasionally creep close to my bed. Our house had a mind of its own, the creaky old mind of a building that had seen a lot in its days and was seemingly trying to share its wisdom with the inhabitants. The lonely house faced the forest and the dark green thicket not glaze. I'm thinking about Krispy Kreme donuts. Dark green thicket gazed back with its hollow eyes. Rustling, wheezing. Whizzing? What is whizzing? Swaying back and forth. One could come out and stand at the edge of the forest to reassure themselves. There was nobody behind the crooked trees. Fuzzy silhouettes swaying in the wind couldn't possibly do any harm. It's just a play of light and shadow. Just a play. I knew it was just my imagination. I was already 12 after all. Still. The owl will arrive.
Who's the owl? What is the owl? Should I be concerned about this owl?
Am I in the kitchen? Mother, are you making me breakfast?
Убери книгу немедленно.
Oh my god, did they add voice acting? Oh my god! Would you look at that? Hey, put away your book. No, I don't want to put away my book. Let me read, ma. Let me
Сколько раз
read.
говорила, не читай за столом, вредно. Сидишь, сутулился весь.
I don't know how I feel about the voice acting because I don't speak this language. How many times have I told you not to read at the table? It's bad for your health. Look how slouched you are. Is there a way I can turn it off? That way I'll be the narrator? Let me see. Ooh, that's creepy. That's a creepy setting. Voice. As much as it's like very immersive, it'll probably feel more immersive when you're like reading it. But since I'm gonna be the one reading for you guys, I'll be your narrator for tonight. How many times have I told you not to read at the table? It's bad for your health. Look how slouched you are. Hide? Hide? Ooh, look, I'm already making choices. My sister? Me mother? My refrigerator? I didn't protest and put the book about Conan the Barbarian aside. I was stuck on a line I couldn't understand after reading it 3 times anyway. Oya had already finished her breakfast and was munching on some cookies. She was so enthusiastic she almost looked like your typical girl from commercials. You're not going anywhere until you finish all of it. I, on the other hand, was still trying to drill a hole in the plate with my eyes as if it would make the porridge disappear. Hazy anxiousness welled up inside, all because of the previous sleepless night, the black forest around our house, and the gloomy wind. The longer I waited, the colder the lumpy white substance became. You don't like porridge, kid? Porridge is good. What the heck? It looked like a jellyfish from the Cousteau Odyssey. I love that show. I wonder how horrifying the bottom of the ocean is. I wonder how wonderful the bottom of the ocean is. I want to see like the different creatures that are gonna be under there. Imagine the Kraken. Imagine if you actually seen face to face with the Kraken. Ooh, and you live to tell the tale. Or how cold the Black Forest is at night. The spoon fell out of my hand. Mom showered me with a cold glare from her green eyes. What did I just say? I'll get it. I had 10 seconds to catch my breath before battling the nasty porridge once again. I felt around for the spoon. What is this carved on the other side of the table? Karina. Ah, that's my mom's name. I guess she carved it out with something pointy when she was little. She sure was a rascal damaging the furniture like that. She would scold me for a week if I did something similar though. Did I remind her about it? Nah, she's been in a bad mood lately. I imagine her being my age, sitting under this table. I wonder, was Mom afraid of the dark back then? Or the sounds coming from the attic? Ooh, why are there sounds coming from the attic? Or the thick forest? I imagine my grandma coming into my little mom's room, sitting at the edge of her bed where Olya sleeps nowadays, and saying this in her soft, smooth voice. Taiga's a special place, little girl. It's watching you closely, sniffing you out, trying to discern what kind of beast you are. If you're a good sort, it won't abandon you in times of trouble. But if you're a bad apple, it'll grab you by the side and drag you under the ground. And that would be it. Grandma was caring. She never fought with anybody, never yelled, never swore. There were the times without the maddening screams until late at night, without smashed dishes and mutual accusations. Our parents used to love each other back then. I remember listening in one of their conversations by chance. They were talking about Grandma getting prepared for her funeral. She had already bought a casket. And she called it her cute funeral box. That's not odd at all. That's totally normal. It waited for its time in the closet, patiently. It was black, upholstered with meat, colored material on the inside. I saw it when my grandma was getting buried. Oh. The house didn't change since the time she was alive. Only all the photos were gone. Glass covered pictures of the gray faces of my ancestors. They all had a dead but watchful look in their eyes. I crawled out from under the table. Oof. They did some changes since the last time. They did a couple of changes. It feels like it's like a lot more dark. The pacing is a lot better. Olya was done with her cookies and was looking at my share like a sly woodland critter. I turned my gaze toward the frosted window. There were a lot of dark pines outside, but they didn't grab my attention. The pattern of frost formed a picture on the glass. Ooh, look at that! It's a fox! Look at that, that's so cute. Oh yeah, look! It's a fox! Where? It looked almost like those optical illusion thingies they put on the back of student notebooks. Optical illusions on the back of student notebooks? What the heck? A mixture of lines at first glance, but if you blur your vision a little bit and look under a certain angle... No, outside, on the window! Look, here's the nose, and here's... Hey, eat up! Yeah, just a moment. I don't see anything. Hurry up, there's not much left. Ah, there it is. But it still doesn't look like one. And I'm telling you, it does. Nuh-uh. It does. Stop it. These kids, I swear. Now I couldn't see the fox either. Look, it's gone. It was a play in his imagination. It disappeared. Went away. Only the frosty pattern similar to stretched out nettle leaves kept creeping up on the glass. My dad entered the kitchen with long measured steps. I don't ever remembering the dad like showing up in the picture. Also, I'm gonna tell you what. The dad's looking pretty handsome. Is the dad not looking handsome? Oh my goodness. Look at that beard. Okay, sorry. Enough about that. It's a character. I want to have a beard like his when I grow up. My mom would always ask jokingly, "Come on, shave it off. It stings." This was so long ago. Nowadays, rumbling doors and witty comebacks were an everyday occurrence. Oya always covers her ears whenever she hears something like, "What's the point in all this?" through the wall. "It's all for your sake," Dad will reply. "For the sake of our family." I always caught every sound in fear of hearing the most dreaded, the deadliest word that started with a D. The parents are gonna get a divorce. So that means I can't. I'm just kidding. I can get with the dad. Oh, I'm kidding. Don't be like me, guys. Don't be like me. D-I-V-O. I don't even want to finish it. It was scary to imagine that me and my little sister could be torn apart and taken into two different families. Anyway, your fox is nothing. I have an owl on my window. You and your owl talk again. You said you believed me just yesterday. Has anybody seen my car keys? I remember leaving them on the windowsill. Right. Maybe you did, and maybe not. You're a grown man, a father of two, and still... Karina, please stop. Just let me get ready in peace. Your keys are in the basket near the phone. Well, thank you very much. Oh, their relationship is very rocky. Anton, stop making a martyr out of yourself and finish eating already. Oh my, jeez. But the owl. There was no owl. But there was one. It had giant glowing eyes. Oya sprung up from the chair and placed her hand on her little face, imitating a pair of eyes with her fingers the size of an apple each. She's so cute! I freaking love Oya! Look how adorable she is! Oh my gosh, she's so precious. How can you tell your kid it's not real? Like, be a little bit more empathetic, Papa. Be a little bit more empathetic, Daddy-o. Last year you had Baba in your closet and now this owl? But I saw it. Oya shifted her gaze back and forth from Dad to Mom to me, but couldn't find any support. Have you thought about befriending it? You know, like feeding it with imaginary mice? This is so mean! This is so mean! Don't bully our girl. She's just afraid to sleep alone because she's still little. Oya pouted her lips in rebellion and rushed into the hallway. The staircase that led to the second floor creaked. Mom gave Dad a strict look. Ooh, look at that. She's very upset. Ooh, she about to get viciously angry. Oh, that look in her eyes. It's so uncomfortable to be pinned under it. Dad just snorted in reply and left, ringing with the keys he just found. He's not even going to apologize, acknowledge the fact that he made his little girl cry. Oh, you know what? I don't want to be with this dad. I feel like a divorce was within reason. This dad is the biggest dick ever. A minute had passed and the theme song from The Little Mermaid echoed through the house. They added... Okay, so in the last time we played this, they didn't have, like, that music. Oh, I love this. They really changed a lot. It was stored on incredibly worn-out cassette tape, which Dad already had to glue together once. It's so easy to fix objects by gluing them back together, for example. But how do you fix a relationship? I don't know, kid. You're asking really big questions here, okay? I'm not a therapist. No, I'm not a marriage counselor. No siree, no siree. Mom moved to the living room and I was left alone, anxiously stealing glances at the window. Oh, look at Oya, she's so... No! Oya had trouble sleeping ever since we moved into this house. She would toss and turn or curl up into a ball under her blanket. Sometimes she would jump up in the middle of the night and turn on the VCR. She's so scared. We have to protect Oya. Cartoons helped to take her mind off of all the troubles we had with the move and our parents. Oh, what the freak? That's different. That did not like that. And then Oya said she saw that giant flying monster outside her window. She's shivering. She's trembling in fear. The poor baby. She became obsessed with it. Our parents did everything in their power. They tried every little trick to get rid of those ridiculous fears. Olia refused to sleep alone and didn't believe that the owl was just one of her nightmares. After last night, I was unsure what to make of my sister's words, what to think of it myself. Can nightmares be infectious? That night, I couldn't get a wink of sleep and ended up thinking of what to expect from my new school. There were a couple of days left before the beginning of a new term. My imagination drew long, twisting hallways that led to a classroom full of kids. What is that sound? But all the students behind their desks were simply dark figures, cut out using a template. Circular holes gaped in the middle of their faces, and pairs of eyes blinked inside those holes. Ugh! It was as if some completely different creatures were looking at me from behind the flat black silhouettes. Oh my god, what kind of nightmares are you having, kid? I don't think this is normal. Their cruel glares, filled with icy sneers, made me shiver from head to toe. Will I survive here? Won't they gang up on me and beat me down, stomp me with their bloody shoes? The damn school can burn for all I care. I don't know about that. This is getting very sus vibes. This kid needs to go to therapist before he starts doing something. I just wish for anything to happen to it. Doesn't really matter what. I don't want to go there that badly. I don't want to see people who are just itching to smack me on the head, trip me up, think of a new offensive name for me, worse than the previous one. I felt like the glasses I wore made an outsider or some sort of a monster. What are those sounds? My gaze slid across the drawings hanging on the walls. I wasn't even paying attention to those. I couldn't consider myself a great artist, but Olia begged me to hang them. Drawing was the only thing that made me happy as of late. The small circle of friends I had also enjoyed my paintings, and they promised to call me from time to time. Sometimes I imagined Mom picking up the phone and saying in a cold voice, "You've got the wrong number." Or, "Anton isn't around." Anton is not around. I imagined my future classmates lying in their beds, just like me, listening to the howls of invisible werewolves outside their windows. Maybe my new classmates will like me after all. But would ever like a boy with thick glasses? I mean, my dad used to wear glasses when he was little, and now he's married to the most beautiful woman on the planet. My mom. The house creaked, pressed by the wind. The condo we used to live in, a 9-floor concrete building, buzzed with the neighbor's drill, mumbled with the TV set from behind the wall, cried like a baby from the big family next door. Our current house, though, I can't really call it new, was completely different. It was silent and easy going during the day. Its shadows lay dormant in the corners on the closet cobwebs and under the stairs. But they all woke up during the night. Something was watching me from every corner, almost as if the old photos of my deceased family with their ashen eyes were hanging on the walls in place of my drawings. The floor was squeaky, rusty drains were moaning, the attic was occupied by noisy drafts. One could think the house was performing some sort of demonic melody. And then I realized I was in fact hearing music. It was already playing for a good while. Somewhere at the edge of my perception I could hear a flute. It was mixed in with the sound of the wind, of the creaking old house, and my thoughts too. Whoa! Whoa! I stood up and rushed to the window. I wanted to reassure myself that this music was nothing more than a product of my imagination. It's not like someone is playing it there amidst the cold, snowy night, right? Ooh, let's open the curtains! We'll see what's beyond. Oh, it's very bright. Oh, look, it's the animals! Someone was dancing in the field. Someone? You mean some things? That's a lot of things over there. Black silhouettes I could barely make out, with a dark forest as their backdrop. They jumped around, fast in moonlight, bumped into piles of snow, rolled around, and crawled on all fours. Stories about wolves playing under the moon came to mind, but these were clearly not wolves. They stood upright at times, circled around, holding hands and whipping up snow, disappearing into the shadows for a brief moment and then coming back. Something bizarre was going on. Shadows dancing in the starless abyss made my imagination go wild, making me anxious at the same time. Oh shoot! Oh my... I clicked on the wrong button. Suddenly the music had stopped. Scared me. Oh my gosh. The dancing shadows froze in place, and I could swear pierced me with their eyes. One of the silhouettes immediately parted from the bizarre shadow carnival and sprinted across the field with giant leaps. It glided on squeaky snow without leaving any prints until it was devoured by the pitch-black shadow of my house, which became even darker and thicker. My heart was jumping around like the bird inside a cage. I shut the curtains with a swift motion and stepped back toward the bed. They saw me. A freezing torrent of fear washed over me. I stood in the middle of a perfectly dark room, and I listened to some unwanted guest move and scrape around looking for an entrance. The sound moved to the right, then circled around the house. Now my guest should be at the front door. I jumped into the bed and covered myself with a blanket as if it could protect me. The shackles of fear locked my muscles. I remembered the funeral, my grandma lying there, hands crossed on her chest, her facial features sharp like that of a tin doll. Ants running up and down the legs of chairs that held my grandma's casket. I imagined those little creatures climbing up her head and pulling up her eyelids with their tiny legs. Oh my... What kind of... Why are you... What is... This kid is not okay. Then her wrinkly eyeballs would once again move inside their sockets and she'd be able to see her grandchildren. I think this kid has some PTSD or some trauma. Because his grandma died. And he had to see that. And he's too young. He's 12. I was chanting the spell she taught me throughout the whole procedure. And now, lying under the blanket and listening to squeaks and howls, I was repeating the same words. On the island of Buyan, underneath the blemished sun, in the sea of color blue, stands a cabin made of wood. Evil, leave this house must. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Bizarre sounds had disappeared. This is a new scene as well. Interesting. I cautiously peeked out from under the blanket and saw curtains waving around like a hanged man. And then the night doused me with a new portion of boiling terror. No, no! The sound scratched at my eardrums. In reality, something or someone were scratching at the front door, hurriedly clawing at wood, demanding to be let in. The door was shut. Dad had become very cautious recently, so he installed a sturdy lock. I remember him staring at the forest intently as if he was looking for someone. Ashes to ashes! Dust to dust! I hugged my knees, placing my chin between them, and drilled the door with my eyes. It was so flimsy and weak before the might of darkness. And then... Oh! The doorknob twitched slightly. No! No, I don't like this, I don't like this. Oh no! Then it turned halfway. Once, twice, as if the person who tried to enter had no hands. The doorknob tilted once more, and then started clicking violently. My jaw cramped from fear. My wet fingers clutched the blanket. The door creaked and opened. The wind taunted me, moaning inside the tin drains. Now you'll see. No, the door was wide open. The darkness writhed inside the carnivorous mouth of a doorway. To me. It was as if the night itself was calling out to me, flapping its black wings and squeaking with rusty hinges. I was trembling, ensnared by the web of darkness that hung in the corners of my room, waiting for the one who weaved it to come out of the gaping black hole. To me. My abdomen tightened and my chest rose up, ready to exhale a desperate scream. But before I was able to do anything, the darkness asked me, "Tasha, you asleep?" Oh my gosh, it was just Olya. What the heck, dude? That was terrifying. My sister's pale face protruded from the thick shadows. I almost screamed from relief. Olya! I'm not sleeping. Did something happen? Olya frowned and stuck out her lower lip, a clear sign that she was about to cry. It's there again, staring at me. Shoo her away, Tasha, please. I'm so scared. The fear that was tormenting me just a minute ago crawled away and hid somewhere in my stomach. I needed to calm Olya down. Aw, what a good brother. It was just a dream, silly. Don't be scared. Dreams don't bite. No one's going to harm you. Look, she's trembling. And he just had a nightmare as well. He just had to deal with like something super traumatic, and he's helping out Olya. That is so sweet. Olya sobbed. She was trying her best to believe me. But was I sure myself? I have an idea. Let's go to your room and watch the video, Sleeping Beauty, for example. You like that cartoon, don't you? Why does the Sleeping Beauty have a prince and I have this scary bird? The question took me by surprise. Alright, let's watch Cinderella. My thoughts became tangled, fuzzy. What was that? What studied me with its eyes while dancing feverishly under the moon? The darkness was clinging to the window, and it couldn't be fooled by Grandma's old chants. It couldn't be satisfied with a feast of lard and long ashen hair. Tasha, you coming? Yes, just a moment. What the heck? No, that's not okay. That is not okay. That is not okay. That's not okay. Oh my lord. That got me so bad. I thought it was okay. Oh my god. My heart's racing. It's supposed. I think I pooped a little too. That's why I didn't want to laugh at Olya and her owl in the morning. Ring, ring, ring! Who could be visiting us here in the middle of nowhere? We don't know anyone around here. Dang, they're persistent. I was about to say. I felt extremely unsettled just from a silly thought that our morning guest could have come from the woods. I could barely hear voices coming from the front door. My mind was urging me to hide. In the closet, under the table, behind the curtains where Olya always hides. Tasha, come here! I felt like kettlebells were tied to my feet, but still dragged them toward the hallway. What was it? Oh, why is there a group of police? A couple of policemen towered over me in the doorway. They smelled like frost and worry. My mom always winced and grumbled the moment she saw patrol cars. Worse than bandits. At the moment, though, she looked somewhat confused. Hello? The senior officer, who wore a grim expression, nodded. A boy had gone missing yesterday. His name's Volva. Look at this, please. Have you seen him? The policeman held out a photograph to me. Oh my god, look at the kitty cat! Oh, so cute. Sorry, yes, we're very concerned about the boy missing, but I really like that cat. That is so cute. There was a ginger boy around the age of elementary school, pictured with a wall carpet as the backdrop. He had a striped cat in his hands and wore a wide smile. No, I haven't. Are you sure? Look closely. Where would I see him? I don't know anyone around here. I barely leave the house. Well, maybe you've seen him from the window. That's right. Your windows look straight at the forest, don't they? A window. No, I haven't seen anything. I see. He sounded tired, but his eyes, his stare long and heavy, was full of suspicion. I squirmed unwittingly under the weight of guilt, with his giant shadow cast over me. The policeman finally tore his eyes from me and glanced over the hallway, the stairway, and the cracks in the ceiling, which I haven't noticed before for some reason. How do you like your new place, by the way? Getting used to it? Bit by bit. It's just a little daughter misses the city a lot. Misses the city, huh? How the locals been treating you well? Yes, everything's alright. Thank you. The policeman pierced through me one more time with his gray eyes. My head started spinning. Can I help you somehow? I asked that in a shaky voice to look like a polite boy, and to end this unpleasant conversation sooner. Now that I think about it, you look just like one of my nephew's little fella. He's a witty boy around your age, wears the same type of goggles. Always engrossed in reading those mystery novels. Told me he wants to enroll in police school when his family visited this summer. Wanted to help other people, just like me, see? I felt uncomfortable, as if a distant relative and not a police officer stood before me. You know what? Little boys like you should stay at home. Steer away from trouble. The times have changed so much. Mom interjected in a cold voice. You don't say. Ah, well then. What grade are you in, Anton? 6? Have you made any friends here so far? Not yet. I'll be going to school for the first time after the break. Ah, then I'll leave you my number just in case. Call me if you have any new info. The policemen were gone along with their shadows, the smell of cheap cologne, and the photo of a smiling boy. Oh, his face stood still before my eyes. I wonder what it was like for him, being all alone there. For some reason, I thought of the forest swaying in the wind. What did his poor parents feel? And what would my parents do if I had gone missing? Would they cry and thrash around hysterically? Or would they accuse each other like they always do and forget about me eventually? Mom, this Vova, did he go missing in our forest? Seems like it. Poor child. I looked out the window at the road. The police UAZ drove... What is that? UAZ? UAZ, a Soviet and Russian off-road freight passenger car brand which was produced on the Ulyanovsk car factory. I will never understand what that is, but it's a car. The officer's nephew came to mind when I was splitting off old paint from the windowsill. I remembered all the teenage mystery novels from the Black Kitty series I've read this summer. Your average boys and girls investigated all sorts of mysteries there. They looked for clues, spied on suspicious people, and after a set of amazing adventures, bam! Solved any complicated case. They became local celebrities and must have made their parents very proud. I noticed a trail of policemen's footprint that led to the forest, and then it clicked in my head. Why don't I start an investigation of my own? Maybe I'll find that lost boy. Maybe you should steer clear away from that. I don't think a 12-year-old boy should be investigating a murder. And I'll get a reward. Oya will be so happy. And not only Oya, Mom and Dad too. Aw, does he think he's gonna fix a divorce by finding this kid? That does not correlate. Maybe they'll even forget about their quarrels for a while. Maybe I'll even save us from the D word. I fantasize about buying Oya a Tamagotchi. A Tamagotchi! Oh my gosh! Aren't they bringing back the Tamagotchi? And getting a cassette player and a bunch of tapes for myself. I don't think I would go back to playing a Tamagotchi. That thing woke me up in the middle of the night way too many times for me to clean up its poop. And a whole box of Kinder Surprise. Ooh, the chocolates! Ooh, the chocolates with toys inside. When was the last time our parents bought us any toys? Last autumn, I think. My dad had lost his job at the time. There's that annoying song about it. I had little to no idea what was the accountant's job like. They count money, I think? Oh, his dad is an accountant. Ugh. He makes a lot of money. Maybe I'll reconsider. I'm just kidding. I might reconsider getting with the dad. Neighbors used to envy us. But nowadays, Mom and Dad barely had money to afford sweets. And Dad would always divide a single chocolate bar between me and Olya. Sometimes I gave her my share too. No matter how much I wanted to eat sweets, she was still just a pipsqueak. I couldn't wait to go out, looking for clues. I'm going outside! Yeah, right. You want the police to go around with your photograph next? The forest is so thick. What if the boy got snatched up by wild animals? Or something even worse? Even worse echoed through the hallway. Murder. I won't go far. I'll stay away from the forest. Did you hear what I said? Or should I repeat myself? Better go pack your school bag or play with Olya. You better follow what your mama said, boy. I don't want you getting murdered either. Ooh, what is that? Oh, Mom's peg top, a family relic. My mom played with it when she was little when she gifted it to me. Olya was next in the succession line. The toy belonged to her now. She stared at the dancing spindle as if it could show her something. A fairy tale or maybe even our future. Now even my little sister was a bit too old for the old squeaky peg top. Interesting. Alright, so we can go to the kitchen, we can go to the front yard, or we can open this. I'm kind of curious what's in here. What do you think's in here? The dark, stuffy closet. Mom says it smells like mice, but how would she know their smell? She hates when I stick my nose in there. She's afraid I'll cut myself on the freshly sharpened axe. And Olya can't even be lured close to it. She thinks Baba is leaving there. I tried to help her fight her fears once. I opened the door, turned on a dim lamp so she would see there was nothing but cobwebs, Dad's tools, and scratched walls. Why are there scratches in the walls? She still didn't believe me. And I like to hide in the closet and listen to Olya's count outside. 1, 2, 3, better hide from me. And then drag her feet on the creaking floorboards, hoping that she wouldn't need to look for me in the cramped monster's den. You're cheating! You know your sister's not gonna want to look there! Okay, let's try, what is this? Ooh, it shows me some items that I could look at. The cross had seen so many people come and go into this house. It was black as if it absorbed all human sin from the long years it was hanging under the ceiling. After Grandma died, Mom was going to take it off and hang a horseshoe in its place as a lucky charm. But she cut herself with the cross, sharp corner, and almost fell from the step. Oh my god! I didn't think anything bad was gonna happen. Why did touching the cross just lead to all these... What? Dad called it a sign from the above and ordered the cross to be left alone in its rightful place. It's a little sus, My parents prohibit me from making long-distance calls, but from time to time I really want to hear my old friends. Sometimes I would just pick up the phone, listen to the low hum of the zoomer and a distant cackling, imagining the wind howling in the ice-leaden cords. Let's go to the kitchen. Lie to Mom. Oh my gosh. Let's look at the fridge. Ooh, look at that. That's some Buddha. That's what is that? Pickled potatoes? Where are the potatoes submerged in water like that? There's some medicine in here. More medicine. Eggs! Grandma kept ice cream for me and Olya there, but now I could only see meat bits for soup and clumped together pelmeni. I grew to hate them already. What's pelmeni? A Russian variety of dumplings made by boiling thin, unleavened dough filled with minced meat. One may even call it a Russian fast food. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds good. There's a lot of Russian culture here that I'm not very aware of. Okay. And turn back. And let's lie to our mom. Wait, is there anything else that we can see? Oh, look, there's some pictures and the calendar. and the radio. Okay, let's look at this. The side of an old ocean freezer was checkered with my childish drawings, Mom's recipes, and all kinds of stickers, from bubblegum with dinosaurs that Oya liked so much. Among that still life picture hung a piece of ruled paper with the phone number of the police officer who visited us. Oh. First Lieutenant Tikhonov? I read inside my mind, looking at the officer's sprawling handwriting. The scrap of paper was held by 2 pieces of a broken magnet from some old Soviet toy, and those pieces just barely cover up the numbers as if to taunt me. I leaned toward it to unveil the mystery and take the piece to a safer place where I would wait for its time when I would finally find Vova and be the first to call the police with the happy news. Anton! Mom's reproachful eyes stared at me. What do you need it for? Hands off! You'll lose it! Angry my mom was the last thing I wanted, so I lowered my hand. Look at the calendar. The decrepit stain and covered calendar was once my favorite form of entertainment in Grandma's house. I remember waking up and running to the kitchen so I could tear off yesterday's leaf first thing in the morning, as if the coming day would get lost in the taiga forest without my help. One day closer to New Year's, one day closer to my grandma's funeral. I haven't touched this calendar for years now. Since the time they started writing dark and spooky death chants that only made me gloomy instead of funny proverbs or superstitions to be exact. Aw. I grabbed the dusty calendar leaf with caution, and it tore off effortlessly. Sadly, the spooky descriptions from my childhood were still there. 7 horses carry the log. If 7 can't carry, bring the 8th from a ferry. They will take it away and never come back. This is the fate the law cannot escape. I crumpled the gray leaf and threw it into the waste bin, hoping to get rid of the anxiousness that washed over me. Is that foreshadowing something? Is that a foreshadow to this kid not being able to get out whatever it is that he's dealing with currently? It was spreading inside me like an ink stain on blotting paper. Alright, let's check the radio. Emercom, Russia has declared a state of emergency due to adverse weather conditions. According to the weather forecast, the cyclone is moving toward the region, except heavy snowfall, blizzards, and snowdrifts on the road. Keep your eyes open and take care of yourself. Ooh. It was difficult to lie to Mom, but there was no other way for me to run away from home. Mom, something's wrong with the TV. The picture's dim and there are stripes all over the screen. Mom's face became visibly distorted. You're killing me here. So have you had enough of shooting those stupid ducks now? Told you the kinescope will go dim because of your console. Where will we find a TV technician in this hole, huh? Maybe it's just the settings? Please, go see for yourself. Strange. It worked fine in the morning. Maybe the snowfall caused it? Mom rubbed her hands clean on her apron and went to Olya's room. Ooh, he lied to his mama! He lied to his mama! I would never! I'd get caught. There's no time for this. Mom will come back soon. Aw, I should have done it before I left. Okay. Alright, so I guess it's time to go. I think we clicked on everything. I opened the front gate and went into the field. This is not a good idea. This is... What is that? 6? Like a little... Oh. Carefully so Mom wouldn't see me from the window. When I crossed half of the distance toward the forest, the snow piles became as high as my knees. Ooh, those birds. Ooh. That's the call of death. That is the call of death. Those caws. Those are death caws. I remembered my nightly fears. I saw those silhouettes around here. They were jumping around, holding hands. That hypnotizing music started playing in my head, all on its own. In the light of day, those distant figures felt like a simple dream. The sun turned my nightmares to ash, but the aftertaste was still there. Distant ringing in my ears, distorted shadows falling on the snow alongside me, and a barely audible whisper in my head, blurry and almost kind. Everything was silent. So silent I felt like the world was totally empty. No ground, no sky, no parents, no Olya. The time reached its limit, a one-way trip that ended at the forest's piney stockade. Sometimes silence was much scarier than any scream. Our parents would scream at each other while arguing, and both me and Olya turned to stone, listening to them. This kid is dealing with so much. He dealt with his grandma dying, and now he's dealing with his parents getting a divorce. Like, this is too much. And the fact that he had to move as well, and have to like have like a whole different scenario, different school, and no longer being with his old friends, he is going through a lot. And his parents aren't even realizing that. They're so occupied with each other's relationship that they're not even realizing the damage that they're putting onto their children. But then always came the ringing silence. Our apartment became numb a couple of days before we departed. It was hard to remember the last time mom and dad joked around, laughing or spent time together, almost like all of it was in a previous life. When they kissed with Olya present, she always frowned and snorted in a funny way. But one day, it all changed. Something important had left our home, and something scary filled the remaining void. It was as if a fire broke out, and our parents were hurriedly packing our belongings, trying to save themselves and us. From who, though? From the people with dead cold eyes who sometimes visited us in our previous home? The eyes that only saw balls of worms on the black ground and everything? And somewhere far away, a siren was going off, trying to warn us of the coming menace. What menace? Or were they... Wow, oh, that is true. Like, that is a question. Why did they leave the city and go to, like, somewhere where it's, like, the middle of nowhere? What were they running from? Oh, look at him! What a trooper. This is Detective Anton, reporting for duty. I shuddered, chasing away my delusions, and looked around. There were only me, this white field, and the wind that was whipping up icy dust and belts of powdered snow. Caw-caw! Caw-caw! That's death. That's the sound. That's the call of death, Leche. I squinted from the sun and turned my eyes to the sunless forest. It looked especially dark in contrast with the blinding whiteness. Knobby tree roots slithered under the snow like fat snakes. Rotten leaves and coniferous needles froze into the ice. Dry, prickly branches intertwined, bringing up uncomfortable thoughts about fences. Why did the fences make you uncomfortable? Were they protecting the forest? Or were they keeping something from breaking out? Ooh. Some object was hanging from one of the pointy branches. I tried to get closer, drowning in snow, and when I almost got to the edge of the forest, I saw a knitted mitten. It looked like a wounded bird among the hungering semi-dark. Should I take it to the police? The senior officer looked gloomy, but he still reminded me of Captain Casanova from my favorite TV show called The Streets of Broken Lights. He was also always anxious with a tired look in his eyes, but still brave and strong. Will this mitten help them find the lost boy? Bova! I heard a distant shout. Looked like it came from the river. Bova! As if the trees were calling out to someone. Bova sounded closer to me. Ooh. He looks very afraid right now. Someone was standing there behind the trees. Hiding. Oh no. Who's hiding? Bova! I knew someone was looking for the lost boy, but still, something was unsettling about that figure. Its stillness, how it was bent unnaturally toward the ground. Its blackness. There's no one there, just branches and roots. It's all just my imagination. A nearby blurred. I can't read today. A nearby bird flapped its wings loudly. Oh! What was that? A shadow split from the tree and disappeared from my sight. I looked away for just a moment, but when I turned my gaze back to the same place, it was gone. What was there? So, it was my imagination after all. Silence reigned for a painfully long time. Who's there? Who's out there in the darkness? We gotta grab that mitten. That's evidence. That's evidence. We need it. Grab it. Grab it. My muscles were tightly sprung. My heart was beating somewhere in my throat. Any noise, any little movement, any small whisper from the thicket, and I'd sprint. But nothing of that sort happened. I looked at the mitten once more. Take it! Take it! We gotta take it and go! I decided to take the lonely mitten from the branch. Run! Run! Grab it and run! Oh no! Oh, take it and go! Take it and go! A shout rumbled across the field and dissolved into the distance. No echo, no hope for a reply. Take it! Ooh, take it! Take it! Take it! I pulled harder. The branch cracked and the mitten tore off, landing in my head with a squishy sound. All too heavy, wet. I squeezed it without thinking and something dark spilled from it, forming a tiny stream between the mitten and the snow. Steam rose from the snowy pile. It's fresh blood. Oh my god. It's a murder. I froze in place, studying my palms in disgust. Red. The sound of cracking branches invaded the silence. I didn't have to think twice before running away. Yeah, run. Someone was chasing me from the darkness, breaking pine branches, closing the distance with giant leaps. Snow was slowing me down. Crazy thoughts flew through my mind. I'll get caught. They'll get me. I'll get dragged into the thicket. I'll be gone forever. But there was one more voice, probably one of reason. It gave me strength, spurred me on. You can do it. Don't stop. I heard an animal roar behind me. It was so loud, my ears went numb. It felt like the sound had come from a pack of hungry beasts rather than a single one. Their nostrils sucked in freezing air. They sensed my fear. Two giant wings flapped above my head. An enormous shadow flew over the clearing. A hoot, a wheeze. The roars were coming from all directions now. From the dried up raspberry bush, from twisted pines, from under the windfall. Hurry, run, don't look back. It felt like I was inside a nightmare. The snowy clearing became vicious like quicksand. I was stuck in place. I pulled my leg from the mushy trap just to be caught in a new one, even deeper than before. No, you gotta get yourself up! I continued to drown, sinking deeper and deeper with every desperate push. Was snow ever this sticky? Keep going! I screamed in horror after realizing this wasn't snow. Someone or something in the snow pile was clutching my pants. Kick it! Kick it! I gathered all my strength and rushed forward. The pressure on my leg was gone. My boot slipped out of the hole, and my soles were on a hard surface again. I reached a clear path with one jump, and from there, ran to my house. We made it! We made it! Its a gloomy facade didn't look threatening now. The house was my line of defense from the shadows that flapped their wings and the creatures that were hidden under the snow. I tripped over the doorstep and smashed into the door. In all my hurry, I still managed to notice the claw marks, as if a dog was striking the wood with its paws, demanding to be let in so it could escape the cold. I hadn't noticed these marks when I was leaving. The heartbeat in my ears was much louder than my surroundings. I couldn't hear whether someone was following me or not. What if they were already in our front yard and Mom had locked the door? Drowning in fear, I pulled on the doorknob and it obediently gave way. Oh! We're alive. We got evidence and we're alive. What a rush. What a rush. I don't know why that kid went out there. I rolled into the hallway and shut the door behind me. Porch planks creaked as my pursuers ascended the stairs. My finger slipped off the lock and I couldn't click it into place. Is that the growling sound? Are they growling behind the door? I gritted my teeth and pulled hard on the iron knob, whipping it between the boards. I stared blankly at the door. Someone was standing on the other side of the pitiful, flimsy barrier that was probably less useful than blankets. Wheezing breath reached into the house and crashed at me in waves. It smelled of pine and sweat. Mom peeked out of the kitchen and chastised me with the same frigid voice she always used when she talked to Dad. What exactly didn't you understand when I told you to never slam the door? I didn't mean to. I snuck a glance at the door. The smell was gone, and the breath was too. If there was someone in the first place, of course. Ooh, do you think this is the kid's imagination? Is his mind playing tricks on him? Here, mere 5 meters away from Mom, my fear was slowly weakening, melting like snow in spring, and with it, the last bit of strength I had left my body too. My legs gave way. My legs gave way. I propped myself up against the wall so I wouldn't fall over. Mom's expression had changed immediately. Oh, she looks apologetic. She's empathizing? The cold mask of strictness and detachment was gone. Mom looked the same as before all those quarrels. She finally saw my condition, my wet pants plastered with snow. Where have you been? What did I tell you, huh? I told you to stay home. Am I nothing to you? Oh wait, she said... No, hold on, she said something. This is worse. Am I nothing to you too? Oh my god, that's so sad. I got afraid she would cry. I reached out to her like when I was very little and wanted her to cuddle me. But Mom regained her composure fast and put on her usual face. Her eyes shined like steel. Her voice rang out. Your dad can't find his cigarettes. Be honest. Did you snatch them? Were you smoking in secret? There was someone chasing me. I thought... I stuttered as soon as I started explaining myself. Tears welled up in my eyes. Mom leaned toward me and sniffed my clothes like a beast, searching for the smell of tobacco. You smoking, kid? Are you smoking? Then she squinted her eyes in suspicion and looked into the front yard. Her expression changed in an instant, and she covered her mouth with her hand. Oh my god, what did she look at? Look, over there, at the fence. My heart started thumping as if I became prey once again, and my pursuers were following me in the field. I could swear that I've heard something scratching at the door, just like in my nightmare. Mom beckoned me with her finger, and I gathered all my remaining bravery to look into the kitchen window facing my fear. I could barely discern some hairy silhouettes swimming in snow through the icy winter patterns on the glass. Oh my god, he was being chased by these dogs! Wolves? Dogs! Just a small pack of strays with no name and owner, barely reminding of the hungry monsters that live on the edge of the forest. Oh boy, were you scared of them? I think they'd rather be scared of you, Anton. They were chasing me like a bunny. And what if they're rabid? The smile had slowly disappeared from Mom's face. Now she looked at the dogs as if it was her first time seeing them. What if they attack Olya? Mom? I wish your dad could just shoot them all. Mom, look, they're alive! Huh? What? Are they your friend or foe after all? Make up your mind. You're not a little kid anymore. Well, some detective I am. In reality, I wasn't risking my life among monsters, but rather my pants among a pack of stupid strays. And what for? What use do I have for this? Mitten. Of course! A dark and sticky mitten that belonged to the lost boy made a squishy sound in my head. Seems like I was clutching it the whole time. That's my trump card as a detective. I hurried to present this clue to my mom. Why would you show your mom that? Oh, it looks like you committed murder, Anton. It looks like you killed Boba. Oh, but no. Oh my god, this is so bad. Mom, look, this is Boba's mitten. That boy the police were asking about in the morning. It's drenched in blood. I found it hanging on a tree. I could show where. Let's call the police right away, like the officer had told us to. Mom, look. Ew. A shadow of doubt slowly crept onto Mom's contorted face, as if she was trying to remember something distant, like someone tries to remember their dream, but the images slip away. Stop it this moment. Oya will go insane if she hears you. She already has trouble sleeping and whines all the time. Can you joke around like this? At that moment, I realized the mitten was actually wet from snow. Oh no. He's cuckoo! There was no blood whatsoever. I wanted to sink through the floor from embarrassment. Come here, my boy, who cried Wolf. Don't just stand there. Come, take your pills. A golden-colored pill, reminiscent of a dead wasp, fell onto my palm. I already took one during breakfast. Don't talk over me. I told you to stay home and you... Dad would have given you a good whipping for that. Come on, take it, or you won't be able to sleep at night, and you have school tomorrow. So I had to swallow the bitter medication, drinking it down with similarly awful water that gave off a taste of chlorine. Maybe it wasn't Volva's mitten. Maybe it wasn't a mitten at all. Just like the forest monsters. And Olya's owl. Am I going mad? Oh, what's happening to me? Either the pill had an immediate effect or my overexerted brain didn't let fear inside anymore. Serenity washed over me, bringing yawning indifference along with it. Anton, you done? See? You can do it when you try. Take off your coat. Are you asleep? No, Mom. I was just thinking. What about, I wonder? It's just something silly. Mom scrutinized me with suspicious eyes, as if she wasn't sure she was looking at her own son, and not some doppelganger that came from the forest. Is everything alright? You had the exact same expression when the policeman asked you about the window. I'm alright, Mom. She heaved a deep sigh. Fine. It seemed like the house had changed. The sofa's fabric had become discolored. Fingerprints appeared on the bathroom tiles. The light bulbs also feel different, dimmer and yellower. Even the saliva inside my mouth had a different taste. A melody from Aladdin could be heard from the upper floor. Olya was done rewatching her favorite Little Mermaid episodes and switched to the other tapes. I slowly changed into my home clothes, stopped before the sink, and studied my reflection in the mirror, like I was trying to solve one of those spot the differences puzzles. Then I went upstairs. I like his room. Look at all the... Look! Got some like action figures going on here. He got dinosaur, some drawings. And also... There's a drawing of the cat. I don't know if you see it. What? Isn't that the same cat from the photograph? Or no? Or is my mind just playing tricks on me? Oh my god, and look, there's a small picture of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the desk. That's pretty cool. Then I went upstairs. Jafar's and Iago's voices died down. I walked past Olya's bedroom and slipped into my own. Ooh. Who the freak is standing there? Is that Olya standing in the... Oh my god, that is so creepy. Oh, there's nothing there. Oh, we're putting the mitten there. The simple action drained the last bit of strength from me. I sat on the bed. And only then I noticed there was someone behind the curtains. My tired hand dropped to the sheets. Whether it was due to the medication I took or the stress I underwent, the room began to contort as if the wind was blowing the walls out like a pair of sails. The corners of the room bent and undulated. The only stable thing in the whole room was the figure between the windowsill and the curtains. A flimsy piece of cloth was stuck to my hidden visitor, Oh, it's zooming in. I don't like that. It reminded me of burial sheets. That's a lovely thought. Olya? Who else would be standing there? I stood up and licked my dried up lips. Yeah, Olya, it's so funny. The silhouette was unmoving. Oh no. Is that not Olya? It was enveloped softly by the curtains, as if there was a thick layer of darkness there. Not a human being. I reached toward the curtains. Oh heck no! But beat my heart, controlled by medication. The wind sang in the field with a chorus of voices. For a second, I wanted to return to the bed, just lie down and watch the person behind the curtain, knowing full well they were looking back at me. They're looking without blinking, waiting for me to fall asleep. Plastic rings rustled against the holder when I pulled up the curtains. Oh my goodness, Olya, you jerk. You freaking jerk. Oh, how could you pull a prank on your brother like that when you go through nightmares in your sleep and your brother tries to help you out overcome these nightmares and you're trying to give me nightmare? Oh my. Oh! Olya, why? Gotcha! I knew it was you from the beginning. A blindingly bright halo lit up above Olya's head with the setting sun at the background. My sister was shining. When she was just a baby, Dad always used to say she was shining with happiness. I always retorted, but Dad, she's not some flashlight. But I brought her to the window one day and sunlight poured on her smiling face. I felt like I was holding a light-woven child. I saw everything. Oh, really? What did you hide? She was just like my mom when she was little, before she put on her sad mask of tiredness and switched to her commanding tone of voice. It's nothing, just... Olya ran up to the table, her eyes round, and asked, You stole something and hid it there? Are you a thief? What? Don't be stupid. I didn't steal anything. A clear image came to my mind. That mitten hanging from a tree branch. I did not like that. Stop that. No. What if I did steal it after all? From the forest? From the tilted figure? Standing behind black trees? Olya could be selfish and stubborn when she wanted. Then show me. Swear that you won't tell anyone, then I'll show you. Olya wore a plotting smile. Oh my god, look how cute she is! I love Olya, she's so precious. I swear on Mom's heart. An oath she heard in one of the movies about the pioneers we've watched. Don't say things like that. Olya nodded and made a gesture with her hand, locking her mouth with an imaginary key. I won't say a word. She was filled with curiosity that was splashing in her giant eyes. I opened the drawer and Olya leaned in, holding her breath. Oh my god, I just love Olya so much. If I had a little sister like her, I would take care of her. It looked like there was not just a simple mitten, but some sort of exotic critter. Is this someone's mitten? She said that as if she couldn't understand what she saw. A certain boy lost it and got lost himself. Now you do understand how dangerous it is for kids to wander in the forest, right? It must be really cold out there. Will they find him? They will. The police are going house to house showing his photo to everybody. Olya traversed the room with care and pressed her tiny palms against the window. And why are they going to the houses and not the forest? Are they scared? The question caught me off guard. The police aren't scared of anything. They've already scouted the forest. Yeah, right, flashed in my clouded mind. Did they really check every nook and cranny where darkness, cold, and whispers of icy branches dwell? If that's the case, how did they miss this mitten? Or did it appear later for me? I changed the topic. As if trying to get Olya as far away as possible from the forest thicket. We may get a reward if I go and find this boy myself. A lot of stuff like in the Wheel of Fortune. Sounds cool, right? Oya wasn't listening to me. She was piercing the forest with incredibly adult eyes, uncharacteristic for her. What if the owl got him? Nonsense. An owl won't be able to lift a human. But you know what? I was picking my words with utmost care. I forced them out of my overexerted brain. Stay away from the forest. I think it's... How should I put it? It's cursed or something. Just like in a fairy tale? No, more like in the spooky tape our parents hide from us. Oya shivered and stole a glance at the window. I saw you running away. Someone was chasing you? No, it's just I was hurrying back home so Mom wouldn't be worried. As I looked at my sister, my heart was tearing apart. She was so fragile. It was so easy to stifle her light. A gust of wind and her small fire would be gone. You're lucky. Mom won't even let me go outside. I'm like a princess in the tower. I can't go anywhere. I'll die from boredom here. You're wrong. No one has ever died of boredom. And you have me and your cartoons, and Mom and Dad will be good to each other soon. You know what I wish for on my next birthday? I'd wish for Mom and Dad to turn into children so we could go and play together like we used to. Yeah, and if you make them as small as bugs, we could place them into a little box. Oya giggled and tugged at my sleeve. Tasha, let's go watch Aladdin. Fatigue went over my desire to be with my little sister. I was washed over by some sort of heinous apathy. Oh my god, their relationship is so cute. Aww, he's such a good older brother to Oya. I wonder what kind of medicine he has to take. I'm too tired. I don't want to. Come on. It's so boring alone and Mom's always busy. We can pick a cartoon you haven't seen before. I know all of our tapes by heart at this point. Not all of them. You haven't watched Peter Pan. Remember how you fell asleep in the middle of it? And so much happens after that. Let's go, let's go. Maybe a bit later. Should I tell you how it ends? Let's leave that for tomorrow. I won't tell you tomorrow. I know! Let's play hide and seek! No, Oya. Then draw me a dino. Oya, please. Draw it! Draw it! Leave me alone already! I blurted it out without thinking, and then I was immediately taken aback. I never screamed at my little sister like that. Oya stared at me in shock. Her lips started trembling, a precursor to tears. My chest was seething with disgust and embarrassment. What's happening to me? I hurried to prevent Oya from crying. Alright, you win. Let's go watch cartoons for a bit. I don't wanna. I came up to her, put my hand on her soft head. Let's go. Let's go watch Peter Pan. Boo! You'll fall asleep again! I smiled and lifted her chin. Her eyes were wet and felt bottomless. I promise I won't. And I'll draw you a full triceratops later. Hooray! Triceratops. Well, close enough. My god! She's so precious! Oya rubbed her eyes with the sleeve of her pajamas and a shining smile returned to her face. I'll go ask Mom for condensed milk and bread and you rewind the tape. The bread is fresh, just how you like it. Alright, just be careful not to spill the milk. Or you'll be yelled at again. Wanna bet I won't spill it? The tape is somewhere in the nightstand. Look for it. Oya disappeared into the doorway, and I dragged my feet into the neighboring room. Ooh, now we're in the room. We're gonna watch some Peter Pan with our little sister. Oh look, it's the ball from Toy Story. Alright, there's some things that we can investigate here. Piggy bank. A piggy bank. Oya's saving money for a real puppy because Dad said that taking care of him will take a lot of money. Oh, wait, what? Too bad I don't have a coin on me. Oya has countless toys. An old teddy bear is the main attraction here. Oya doesn't sleep without it. And she digs her nose into its fur when she sleeps. Aww. Just because she's scared. She has that spooky owl watching her through the window. Alright, what else can we click on? Oh, the window. The scary window where Oya sees that accursed owl every night, lurking in the dark. Oya keeps curtains open during the day, but as soon as the twilight comes, she shuts them tight, so she wouldn't see the pair of hungry eyes outside. Alright, let's turn on the TV. I was about to say eyes. Let's turn on the TV so we can watch Peter Pan. Our sister Oya is bringing us bread and condensed milk? That's very weird. Is that like French bread with condensed milk? Not gonna lie, condensed milk is pretty good. I highly suggest you try condensed milk with mangoes. Ooh. Ooh. Life-changing. That's some good stuff. That's like sugar on sugar and it's so good. The old Photon TV was gathering dust in the corner. All that was left was clicking the button on the front panel. Oh, okay. Dang, look how old this TV is! The tube warmed up and familiar white nose started dancing on the black screen. Oh, I don't want to get up close and personal to the white noise. I almost reached out to turn on the VCR when the noise calmed down and a blurry image appeared for a moment. Oh, it was a dark... What the heck is that? A dark taiga forest, just like the one outside my window. The picture split the screen in half. I don't think this is normal. Okay, look, he took his medicine, so I don't know if this is in his imagination or he needs stronger medication. I don't know. Something creepy resembling human speech was coming out of the speaker. Just a few moments later, the scenery was again overshadowed by noise. Did it catch some rogue signal? Local TV station only really showed Soviet cartoons, and even that was pretty rare. And only just recently I used to always watch Robotech before school. It was so awesome. Maybe I should tinker with the antenna. What if I catch this channel again? On the other hand, Oya had asked me to find the tape. It wouldn't be nice to disappoint her. But in my sleepy state, I didn't have the strength to do all of it. Ooh, okay, we have a choice. Do we set the TV or do we be a good brother to our little sister? I kind of want to keep being a good brother to our little sister. We made her cry. And also, like, making us, you know, be more delusional to the thing is just... I don't think it's healthy for our state of mind as a 12-year-old. So I'm gonna search. Set the TV. Oh, you want the bad ending. I sifted through the shelves full of dolls and blue hippos from Kinder Surprise. Look at all these toys. I found the tape I needed thanks to the shabby spine. There it is. Okay, so now we have the Peter Pan tape and we can watch Peter Pan with our little sister. I got the black rectangle from its box. Neverland! We have chosen to watch Neverland. The tape inside her rustled while rewinding to the beginning. This rustle was lulling me to sleep. Drowsiness attacked me while I was squatting before the TV. Images whirled in my head. Me and Oya flying above the forest, tumbling in the soft clouds. My little sister is laughing, but her smile becomes more forced with every passing second. I noticed that the clouds underneath us part, burying the bristly pine tops. Swampy darkness slurped among the trees. The wings are no longer able to hold us and Oya. You haven't started without me, have you? My sister bought the tray with unevenly cut bread and a whole can of condensed milk. Oh my god, look at that big can of condensed milk. Is she planning to eat all that? And did she bring coffee or tea? I rubbed my eyes. Look how she's so precious. She's so precious. No, come sit. Mom and Dad are arguing again. They're going through rough times. Rough times are lame. Put the screen, Wendy... what? Oh, on the screen. I think there was a typo right there. On the screen, Wendy was hiding Peter Pan's shadow into the dresser. Oya was entertained by the cartoonish dog, Nana. Maybe Mom and Dad will buy us a dog too. Yeah, right. I'll have my own dog in the Neverland and a cat and a parrot. Oya smeared a slice of bread with a thick layer of condensed milk and handed it to me. Have you lost all of your baby teeth? Obviously. Oya frowned, deep in thought. Peter Pan has baby teeth. What if they won't let you go to his land with adult teeth? Oh my god. Oh, you can't go to Neverland when you have adult teeth. We'll think of something. We'll ask Dad to alter your age in the passport. And why would Dad forge documents? Oya took a bite from the sandwich and started talking with her mouth full. I heard Mom he did that before. You'll grow ears as big as Dumbo's. Oya got worried and touched her ear. I smiled to myself. My little sister was silent now. She just devoured bread, watching the adventures of Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, and James Hook, as if she got sucked into the fairy tale Neverland. To be honest, I also imagined myself there, in a land where no one ever ages, where no one argues over little things, where no one listens to fights and the sounds of broken plates at night. Dang, this kid is going through a lot. This kid needs a break. I felt like I was dreaming with my eyes still open. Then my sister's scream pulled me back to reality. Tasha, shut the curtains fast! Why? No one's watching you. It's dark, and when it's dark, the owl comes. I'm scared. I got out of bed, fighting my drowsiness, and closed the curtains. Ooh, I don't like this. I did my best not to look outside, toward the treetops, toward the taiga forest, which seemingly drew closer and closer. Of course, it was just a visual effect from shadows of branches scraping the snow. Tasha, Mom thinks I made the owl up. And Dad too. Thinks I'm a liar since I'm small. But the owl exists! Honestly, it does! You do believe me, right? That it comes every night and... I swiftly grabbed Oya's hand and looked her in the eyes. I was trying to transfer at least some of my courage and determination. But did I really have those qualities? Yes, I believe you, alright? Just don't nag our parents about it anymore. They're already dealing with a lot, so they'll just get mad at you. Come and tell me if anything happens. And don't look out the window. But it wants me to look. Doesn't matter. Act like it doesn't exist and never existed, like it's made up, just like Mom and Dad say. It'll get tired of waiting and fly away. Why do I have a bad feeling that's actually not true? Ooh, I'm scared. We followed the Peter Pan's adventures as if nothing had happened. As if the forest didn't kidnap kids, as if our parents weren't tearing each other apart bit by bit. Captain Hook was running away from the crocodile, and Captain Pan was headed to London on a gilded boat. By some miracle, I lasted longer than my little sister. Oya's eyelids had dropped. She started snorting lightly, resting her chin on the side of the bed. I stood up and left Oya's room. Oh, we're just gonna leave Oya there? I was looking out the window, studying the field when Mom peeked into my room. Not the window! Enough playing around. It's your first day at school tomorrow. Go to bed. Just sleep properly. You don't want to be teased for being sleepy, right? I guess not. Adults think everything is so simple. As if sound sleep would ensure my classmates would like me. I covered myself with a blanket up to my neck and listened to the house humming to something invisible rustling in the corners. I think parents only say that so that way they can make you go to sleep. That way they don't have to bother taking care of you so they can get some sleep too. Be a little empathetic, okay? She's tired. Everyone should be asleep. My inner voice had a question for me. Do I want to hear that mysterious flute again? Yes or no? Maybe it's just a part of growing up and I can't fully understand my own desires. The forest wailed behind the barrier that was my walls. Some ethereal entity wandered the fields. Branches shook as if calling for me. Getting dark. The wind howled on and on at night. My thoughts were like annoying flies that entered my head before becoming weak and tangled. I didn't notice how I fell into slumber. Oh, he fell asleep. It has come, after all. The day I feared the most. The first day of a new school term. No! School! Episode 2. Time to play with you. Oh, that's not a creepy title at all. Alright, I'm gonna end Tiny Bunny right here. Thank you so much, Beautifuls, for watching the first episode of Tiny Bunny. So far, I believe this kid is just going through a lot right now. He is taking pills. His mom is looking after him to take those medications, and his family is just in a disarray. Everyone is so disgruntled. His grandma passed away. He's in a new environment, and I'm not sure why the parents decided to move. It's a little bit suspicious that they just upped and moved, and he has like a vivid memory of it, like they were running away from something. I really do think that this is an amazing game. I love the art style. I love the fact that there was voice acting, but since it's in Russian, I had to do it in English, and that's okay. I hope you guys enjoyed the narration of my storytelling. And let me know down in the comments. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff to help me out would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one, Beautifuls. Take care. Bye!